And welcome back to a new series that we will be doing on this channel, which will be a Blue Jays week in review, where we recap all the offseason transactions that have occurred in the past week for the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, being in the depths of November, there are minimal transactions occurring for the Blue Jays, but a few did occur in the past week, which we will highlight in this video, beginning with Nick Sandlin, who was outrighted to AAA Buffalo this week and eventually elected free agency. Now, he was a guy that came over in the Andres Gimenez trade that sent out Spencer Horwitz to the Guardians and eventually the Pirates. And though his 2025 season was injury plagued, in his short sample with the Toronto Blue Jays, he had a near 2 ERA out of the bullpen. And for a bullpen that's going to need to be revamped in 2026, he certainly could have been an integral part to that bullpen. So it's interesting to see him elect free agency. Now, additionally, the Blue Jays selected the contract of Ricky Tiedemann. He's a guy that's been a top touted prospect for the Blue Jays for a number of years now, and he's another guy who's been injury plagued throughout his minor league career. But again, he's got high upside and he's a high leverage lefty reliever, potentially could be for the Toronto Blue Jays in 2026. So it'll be interesting to see what role he could potentially fill out with the team next year. Another little piece of information, Eric Swanson retired for the Blue Jays, and Blue Jays fans will always look back at that trade where Teoscar Hernandez, a perennial all-star and power hitter, was sent out for a guy that, granted, had a very good 2023 season, was part of that good bullpen in 23, had a sub-3 ERA, but really, really struggled the last couple of years. So best of luck to Eric Swanson in whatever he decides to do with his life moving forward. And additionally, Kevin Kiermaier, who played for the Jays for a couple of seasons, had been brought onto the coaching staff in 2025 as an outfield coordinator. And for a guy that's been one of the best defensive outfielders in the history of the game, it was important to have him there helping the defenders, especially when you have guys like Miles Straw and Dalton Varsho who are so talented in the defensive category. And he posted a video to social media suggesting that he's looking for opportunities elsewhere, potentially with other teams. So he may be leaving the team, and that would be tough to see him go because, again, he can really help that outfield defense. But that wraps it up for this week. Tune in next week to see what happens with the Blue Jays offseason.